Hey, so I've had some of you guys ask me some questions regarding the more specifics on the setup for the garage door openers used for gate openers. And so let me just go through it and hopefully I can answer the questions you have. So I have two gates. I have a 16-foot gate and a 12-foot gate, and they both have these garage door openers on them. This one I actually just replaced this last fall. This one's actually a belt driven, so it's a belt, but it's got the wires in there. But basically the other one had finally gave out. Where the sprocket is on this side driving the chain, the pin had seared off, so it was just sitting there free spinning. So anyway, so let's go ahead and go through what we have here. So again, the garage door opener itself, I just mounted it here to some boards onto the gate, and it's basically as far to the left, as close to the hinge as possible. So it's mounted there, and then of course it's extended out. And then here I'm using just the hardware that you would use for going to the actual garage door. And so this is just mounted onto a piece of board that just needs to basically be fixed to the gate. So that's all that is. So that's all hardware from the opener itself. And then as far as linkage goes, and again, I'm using most of what is hardware for the unit. So coming off of this elbow, which this is part of your hardware, this is what would get attached to the garage door itself with its hardware. So, but what I've done is I've attached this. Let's see how long this is. Is this 4 foot or 5 foot? Measure this. Okay, it's a 5 foot. It's just a 5 foot rod, and it really doesn't matter. Just needs to be something that's, this one's like galvanized, I reckon. But it's just a piece of pipe, and I drilled holes through it so that I've got the pole mounted onto this little bracket here. So it's mounted there, and again 5 feet over to. And then this is again part of the garage door opener hardware, and I've just basically drilled another hole and put the pin through there. So this is like this is the anchor point for that pole. Now, some of the things to be aware of, being that this is 5 foot, you could pretty much determine where this pole gets mounted by setting up your garage door opener, putting the 5 foot linkage on, and then determining how far back. So if I'm looking at the post with the hinge from the gate, we are roughly just under, like here's 4 feet, right? So it's just under 4 feet. This post here is mounted, and so in essence, about 3 3/4 feet away from the gate. And then you can see it's offset because this is in line, being perpendicular with the gate hinge. That then sets off, looks like about 18 inches. So it's set back away from that post, and so you can get a better idea of how that is. So like here's in line, and then that's offset. And then what I did also, because of the weight of this when it opens, you can see this flexing, so I put another post in the ground and then just use that for reinforcements, and that helps the overall so that this one wouldn't just get wiggled out. So anyway, with that being said, let me just go ahead and open it so you can see the action of what's happening. Now, this is just backwards of what a garage door opener is, because right now in the garage opener idea, this would be considered open. But I'll go ahead and hit the remote and see it's opening it up. Okay. Now, something you can also see is that because of the weight of the gate, I can't put up the whole weight on that post. So what I did was I put a little spring-loaded wheel here, so it's got a little bit of ability to move up and down, but you can see that the path, how it's using that to ride along. And so go ahead and close it. So it just rolls nice and smoothly along the pavement there. Of course, I went out beyond, decided to put a little bit of extra concrete here for that path, and it just goes all nice and solid on there. So anyway, this is the outlet, and I got the wire buried. Basically, this is just rubber matting, and I use that just to keep it covered keeps it mostly protected from the rain. And what I actually did was I opened up the box and I sprayed all the electronics with just some rubber spray coating, and it seems to work fine. So that's pretty much what we have. It's was really fairly easy to set up. It wasn't too difficult whatsoever. And again, this could be chain driven or belt. The chain one I had on here was a good 6 years, and so over time it did stretch and I had to tighten it every so often. And so it looks like this one doesn't, looks like the hasn't really stretched much at all, but I still have some room there so I can tighten it. Over here's got a room to tighten up the tension on that. But anyway, hope that helps with your questions. If you have any additional questions, please hit me up and I'll be sure to answer them best I can. So until next time.